in the years to come. This is the Pogacar Giro d'Italia. He counts them up. He's nearly lost count. It is number 5 for Pogacar and counting.
Another day, another mountain stage in the Giro d'Italia. Shorter this time, just 159 kilometres from a start at altitude in Selva di Val Gardena to a finish on Passo Brocon. An opportunity perhaps for a breakaway to elude the clutches of Tadej Pogacar and make it to the line. Would Julian Alaphilippe be involved? The flag dropped on time and then straight up the Cima Coppi Passo Sella. The big climb, topping out at over 2,200 metres, saw a bunch of riders get up the front, try to force a breakaway. And as they reached the upper slopes of the climb, it was Giulio Pellizzari from VF Group Bardiani who went clear, trying to take the Cima Coppi and the 50 points in the King of the Mountains competition that went with it, but Nairo Quintana and Julian Alaphilippe pushed him all the way to the line. It was close at the line between Quintana and Pellizzari, but Pellizzari got the Cima Coppi as they hit the long descent towards the next climb. Julian Alaphilippe on the offensive, Romain Bardet true too, with Damiano Caruso trying to get in a move, following the wheels of Michael Storer. A chaotic race over the top of the first climb and onto the slopes of the next climb, as eventually a 10-rider group established itself through the first sprint of the day at Predazzo, and then on to the Cat 1 Passo Rolle. A reduced Maglia Rosa group controlling the 10 riders at the front of the race, including Julian Alaphilippe and Pellizzari, Nairo Quintana, and it was Pellizzari and Quintana who did battle at the top of the climb once again, and once again Pellizzari picking up 40 points at the top of the Cat 1 climb and onto another descent. This time DSM was starting to set the pace in the peloton, putting pressure on the Maglia Rosa group, forcing gaps on the descent and closing the gap to the front of the race, which they eventually caught with just over 60 kilometres to go. And then on to the Cat 3 Passo Gobera. It was Emmanuel Gebreigzebir who went clear as the pace in the Maglia Rosa group stalled, the Eritrean going over the top of the Cat 3 climb on his own, and then joined by Georg Steinhauser of EF Education Easy Post. Those two riders then started to work together through the Intergiro and then onto the first ascent of the Passo Broncon, the Albergo ascent this time. At this point, it was Mari van Sevenant and Soudal Quickstep who started to set the pace in the Maglia Rosa group, and Georg Steinhauser went clear of Emmanuel Gebreigzebir. Marco Frigo attacked with Christian Scaroni on his wheel, but they couldn't get across to this man. Georg Steinhauser going over the top of the penultimate climb all on his own with a 45-second lead over Gebreigzebir in second place. A reduced peloton headed by Ineos Grenadiers then went over the top of the Passo Brocon and then onto the final climb. Ineos Grenadiers setting the pace, Georg Steinhauser still with a healthy advantage on his own, Ben O'Connor distanced from the group of favourites, and Dani Martinez attacking Ineos Grenadiers and putting Geraint Thomas under pressure. Tadej Pogacar following the moves and then moving to the front and slowly but surely riding clear once again of the other GC favourites, Geraint Thomas included.
Georg Steinhauser, to his absolute delight, fulfills all the promise that he's been showing us over the last few days. A fantastic solo win from the breakaway. Class act, strong, clever and victorious. Georg Steinhauser announces himself as a big player in road racing, and Germany have a new potential hero to celebrate. What a win from Steinhauser.
Tadej Pogacar came over the line in second place, casually taking a few more seconds in the general classification to shore up his enormous lead. A third second place at the Giro d'Italia to go with his 5 wins. And then Antonio Tiberi won the sprint for 4th place, third place I should say, picking up 4 bonus seconds ahead of Martinez and Thomas. The winner though, Georg Steinhauser from Tadej Pogacar, a famous victory for the young German. Pogacar extended his lead slightly in the general classifications, now leading Dani Martinez by 7 minutes and 42 seconds, who holds on to second place. No change in the Maglia Ciclamino standings in the first 2 places. Milan still leading Groves. And a slight reshuffle in the King of the Mountains as the young Italian Pellizzari moves up into second place to Pogacar. Antonio Tiberi extended his advantage slightly over Tiemann Arensman at the finish line in the white jersey standings.